me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever. You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had. You make me move, you make me dance, you make my heart beat super fast. You lift me up, you make me laugh. Baby, you're the best I ever had. You're the best I ever had.
And I know I'm falling, but I'm falling just for you. Yeah, I know I'm falling for you, for And I know I'm falling, but I'm falling just for you. Yeah, I know.
Hello and welcome to the NARL Broadcast. I'm currently having to fix some stuff here. My ticker is bugging again. I was doing some tests with it earlier and I messed up something somewhere, so all we got is our marquee style ticker. I won't have laps and whatnot for y'all, so I'm just gonna keep up with that as we go. This thing, but hopefully I'll have that better next week. I have that, and I'm just gonna. So that's what we're gonna have for this. Unfortunately, I was trying to mess around with the coding, and this was the best I could get for the time being. So we're stuck with it for this race. And again, I guess I could have moved this stuff over to where it would show that, but I was having more issues keeping it than I was not, because there's issues that I was having last week in this race specifically where it was moving, and then I tried messing around the code to prevent that, and did some more coding stuff and more coding stuff, and ultimately I think this is just the best way to do it for this, since I'm still trying to find that fix to where it'll keep that stuff where it's supposed to in the HTML document that I grab the actual stuff from. So bear with me for this race. Hopefully I'll have a fix for DSRA this Sunday. So yeah, this Sunday is the Carl Please Win a Race 400 at Kansas. Carl will make his 96th DSRA start if he shows up tomorrow. If he doesn't show up tomorrow, then crap. I don't know what to say. But ultimately, that'll be interesting to see for sure. And again, the ticker, I'll just keep you all updated on what laps we're on best I can. It's a short track, so it's actually going to be a bit challenging to do. So bear with me on this. 100 laps tonight. As noted in the description, this race was originally going to be Portland Oval. It has been decided to change it over to Bristol due to the anticipation of higher attendance, which Portland Oval cannot accommodate for. So they've decided to switch to the last Great Coliseum, and that's where we're at right now. And again, like I was talking about with the ticker issues, again, they were just issues I started seeing last week. Started trying to fix them. They were a little bit fixed at one point. They were still having issues and still working out those kinks, and I'm pretty sure by next week we'll have those fixed. I'm pretty confident we'll find that right coding we need to get it where we need to. Nonetheless, let's take a look at our standings. So last week you had Cole Rodriguez get his first ever NARL win, but this was a bit more than what it needs to be, or I say a bit more than what it needs to be. It was a bit more than meets the eye in that department. It has brought him up to third in standings. Granted, Noah Degenhart didn't race last week, but that raises the question with drop races and stuff still left to go. We still have a lot of that to look at. I think Kyle Watts, Gino Bononi, and Noah Degenhart are still going to stay at the top, even with drop races in mind. But Cole Rodriguez is definitely a guy to watch right now for the point standings, as he hasn't. I don't think he's missed a race yet, but even so, that first win, he's been very consistent. I'd argue this is his most consistent season yet, if it is not his most consistent season yet, most consistent season I've seen from him, and at least from what I've seen in the modern, I say modern era. I've been around the modern era. I don't know, but regardless, that I know he said he fixed the clipping of the 3D objects on this free cam. Credits to Tyler Mellon on that, by the way. And for the most part, it has fixed that, but I'm having a little warps here and there. I think that's the server. We were having issues like that last week as well in the same NARL race. So I don't know if that's something we're going to keep an eye on or not, but regardless, we're here for it. But yeah, Cole Rodriguez, he has a shot in points. Again, drop race is still a thing. So that points battle is still close, even without drop races in mind. Gino Bononi 11 points back from Kyle Watson. With drop races, it's even closer for the guys behind him. But as you noted, that Noah Degenhart did not race last week. Thomas Roxel, he had a suspension earlier this season, so that is going to bar him a little bit for sure. He actually just got fresh off of a CSCA win just about an hour ago, I think, or a couple hours ago, maybe at this point. So congratulations to him on that. I think he still has a good shot at getting top 5 in points. Trevor Davis has had a solid season in terms of finishing position, in terms of on-track performance, hit or miss. Cameron Jamison running in P7, he's holding on, potentially put his stake forward a top 10 point standings finishes. He actually has a lot more top 10 point standing finishes than you would think, and he's, despite all that, he's not that bad in terms of consistency. So he'll be a guy to keep an eye on. Jerry Cook, another guy. I don't know if he's going for the full season or not, but with drop races in mind for him, he I don't know where it's going to be, but I don't think it'll be up where like Noah Degenhart, Gino Bennett, and Kyle Watts are. But the 9th or 8th place might not be the best he can do. He could probably raise up a couple more spots as we get closer to the end of the season. This is race 9, race 9. And then next week, race 10, we'll start worrying about those drop races once the standings are updated as we go through that. Steph Thomas has had just clean season, nothing crazy. Been clean all season, currently top 10 in the standings. Brandon Beal has been up and down like crazy, holding on P10. Tulla he's also kind of just holding on, nothing too crazy out of him. He has shown a bit more consistency in terms of speed, so we'll see how that does for him. Josh Clements hasn't done the full season, but all things considered, he's doing pretty good. Cam Smith, I think this is the highest he's been in NARL standings. Carson Moyoung, again, has had a rough season. I don't think they're going to be pointing at the chip for anything too big, but we'll see how they do nonetheless. Colton Kalovich has been holding on. He's been having an alright season, nothing too crazy. Finished P2 at Daytona. Jonathan Salos, he's also had a lackluster, I guess you could say, in terms of how his season's gone, but overall he's had good consistency and good performances, so keep an eye on that 41 car. John Felber in the 0-3, and he's had up and down season for him as well, nothing too crazy. Jarrett Gravoy, last season's Rookie of the Year, holding on P18 in standings, tied with John Felber, and then Thomas Rosenthal and Bryson Miller tied for that last, or tied technically above that last spot in the standings. So that is your point standings, and again, 100 laps tonight, 93 laps on the tank of gas, so that'll be interesting for sure. Actually, I'm gonna double check my GNL.TV site, see if that is gonna work for me tonight or not. Hopes of something. Nothing. Man, that sucks. Yeah, I messed around with coding on my GNL.TV. Honestly, I got it to where if I wanted to do a pylon ticker, it'd be great. Minus the fact that it's not showing me my green flag, my laps, or current session time. So that is going to be something I'm going to have to fix with the coding here soon. Hello, Righty in the chat. I can't say I recognize that name, so hello, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the NARL Broadcast. We got about 20 minutes left in practice. Mostly assorted to for hiccups and whatnot. Wonder if I may, just for the sake of it, let's see if I can go back to our old GNL style CSS and see if that'll fix me up a little bit or something like that. At least something what we had yesterday. I might have to move it around mid-race like I did yesterday, but I think I'll get a bit more caution and a chance to do that. And speaking of yesterday, went to Talladega. It's a super speedway. Give me a break. That race was pretty interesting. I think if I remember right, I don't remember who won. I'm losing my mind. I already forgot who won. Oh yeah, it was Robbie. No, not Robbie. Keith Hughes won that. So congratulations to Keith Hughes on winning yesterday. I think he's still mad at me for not racing in MOT, so I might have to go in there and do a race in there. That way he doesn't get too mad at me. Our vanilla, maybe that'll do what I need it to. That or it'll break the ticker entirely, but chance I'm willing to take. Well, how much time we got? We got about 18 minutes. I'm gonna do a little bit of tweaking here. I'm gonna get out of NR, and then hopefully the server's not full when I try to go back in. That is a risk. And I'm changing the ticker up, and this will probably be the only change I'm going to make with that in mind. Right. Bear with me here. Can y'all even hear me? Y'all can, okay, good. But yeah. This thing back up and going. Hopefully I can at least show y'all what the lap counter is, and if it does bug like crazy, at least I can move it around, something like that. Let's see, I'm going to close my sample page. Free cam, move my cameras back when we get in the NR, then reopen NR. Back to multiplayer, go back to server, hopefully it'll let me in. As I'd imagine, the server is not too far from being full. Hoo-wee, I could not have timed that any better. 35 cars on the server right now. Okay, Brandon Bill, streaming your POV. Alright, I respect it. I might consider one of these days just, you know... Oh, speaking of Keith Hughes, he's racing out here in NARL. Interesting. I think he took heart to what I said yesterday in the interviews. Alright, let's see if my ticker is going to be functional. Currently tabbed out right now, that's why you can't see nothing too crazy. No, not functional. Something in the coding I messed up. I'll have to fix that later. And I might as well go undo what I did, that way I'm not losing my mind when I go back to edit that later. So I think I edited something, so it's not something with the GNL-style.css, it's one of the, I think it's the race thing, PHP, or the display sessions PHP. I'm gonna have to copy those from my Apache copy. I think I'll have to restart with the coding, unfortunately, but because I think somewhere I had it to where remove all images, and that got rid of all that. So we're gonna have to fix that later. Fortunately, we're stuck with what we're stuck with, sadly. Alright, I don't want to risk leaving the server again and try to fix it anymore, so at that point I'd be breaking it. Right, tab back in. We're just going to stick with our regular marquee. Again, I'm feel a little dumb not having our laps and stuff, but I'll just have to keep up with that for y'all and whatnot. So apologies, we're getting through it. But there's your practice times on the board. Let's do it like this for right now. I do need to reset up my cameras.
We roll this back to fix one thing. It's not going to be changed of setup or anything like that, so just sit tight. After that, we're going to go to the race. So if you changed your steering ratios earlier, remember to change them back.
I like this camera angle. The only problem is, like, I have this little thing here that's just ruins the whole shot, honestly. So let's do this. Will probably be the best one we get. I want to do a full track because you can, but like that whole thing with the like clipping out of the little billboard there is suboptimal. So this is what's going to be our pit road. We'll keep an eye on that most of the night for sure. They are in qualifying right now, which means I need to get in and off track. That way these guys aren't waiting a millennia to get their laps in. And already people getting their laps in very quickly. I didn't talk at all about how practice was, but I think y'all got a good idea there at the end if y'all want to pause that. But yeah, as I was saying, you know, other people stream their POV. I may consider going back to racing here in NARL. I do enjoy some racing, so I might end up going back to racing NARL if some people are probably going to be streaming their POV. I don't want to take any views away from them, so get them some views and just probably ride it out from the broadcast booth. But I'm going to finish out this season broadcasting for sure, and if people end up wanting to stream their POV, I'll probably end up racing myself. I probably won't be streaming NARL if I do end up racing, so... I know at one point in CCRS Season 2 I was broadcasting my POV, but I think Garson will probably be doing that if I end up going back to race CCRS. Because I do enjoy racing, but I also enjoy broadcasting. So, to live the best of both worlds, you gotta find the ratio of what league you want to broadcast and what league you don't. Then come up with excuses on why you don't and do broadcast them. That way you feel like you have a solid reason for your actions. And speaking of qualifying, I don't remember Jovan Anderson being here, NARL, but he is, and he has spoiled the top 3 party by literally nothing. He has tied his lap time with Noah Dagenhart. Other than that, that's the same 3 guys up front. Colby Brown with a great qualifying effort, P5. Tellez is, who, I'm not going to lie, qualifying merchant. They are on the point in the top 6. Joshua Clemens, another guy I expect to see up front. Jerry Cook, Garson, Moo Young. All of these guys, great drivers, even Sebastian Amaya. We seen him yesterday try to push Victor to the win in CCRS, and that went sour quick. But he's here today. He's actually not even in our top 20 in standings here in NARL, so big disadvantage for the 13 of Sebastian Amaya in terms of standings. But hey, you know, that takes your focus off trying to run the full season. Just focus on running your races and doing the best you can. Kez Hiller, P11 on the board, and then Cameron Jamison, Steph Thomas, McKellar Reith, and then last week's winner right in our top 15. I could go through the rest of them, but other guys didn't qualify, so we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Man, I feel so bad I don't have a lap counter for you guys. I'll have that fixed by Sunday when we do DSRA. Again, Carl, please win a race. 400 at Kansas. I'm seeing signs that cold tires may be the gremlin tonight. I'm just gonna stay in this view for happy. Well, you know, might as well test out my keybinds, get used to them. There's Keith Hughes in the 82, last night's winner in CCRS. Tellez is I can't think of anything he's won recently, but he's been consistent as of late. Sebastian Amaya. Cameron Jamison, the big boss himself. Colrad, last week's winner. Owen Popcorn. Does he go by Popcorn? He goes by Patrick, but he's Owen Popcorn. Owen Popcorn Patrick. He's back tonight. John Felber, we were just talking about him in the standings. He's had a little bit of a disadvantage in that term, but he's holding on to it. Everyone practicing their pit road right now. That is the right idea, I feel like. That is that's the 90 of Jovan Anderson. That looks a lot like my font. If I do return to NARL, I probably end up running that. What the heck is Josh Clemens doing on pit road backwards? So these guys goofing around. Oh, he's around sideways. Ooh, it's Harry Crawford. You boy, Colton Petipus. Yeah, Jovan's going to be interesting to see tonight. He just did CSCA. It's Joey LeGiggles, a.k.a. Colby Brown. Don't know why I can't remember that right now, but I can't. We got a stacked field. I didn't even see how many cars we got. So, picking out myself and the server, we got 35 entries tonight. Pretty solid field. About what to be expected. Honestly, I think Portland Oval would have been probably the way, probably would have been an option. But still, I can't blame Cameron Jamison for taking that action to race here instead, since I had more pit stalls. So, ultimately, oh, I forgot that this version has the wall on pit road. That'll be interesting. Hopefully no one hits that tonight, but if history's been any teacher, if there is a wall to hit, these guys are going to find it. Just by myself in the booth tonight. Did have Robbie Gilvin last night. He won't be in the booth tonight. However, he will be racing a little bit later in Kezcar. I don't believe anyone's going to be streaming that unless someone like Mads Crawford broadcast. He actually has like 50,000 subs, so like he probably gets a good audience from that, low key. But yeah, we'll see. A little bit of overcorrections. Oh my gosh. Interesting. Is that Matthew Willett? I don't know how to pronounce that. That is a name I have not seen before. I don't know if he's fresh or if he's someone that's coming back that I've never seen before. I've noticed a trend with that recently where a few guys that haven't raced NR in a long time are making a return. Is that? Okay. That's Vlado! Hey, I ain't seen Vlado in a hot minute. Good to see him back in that 73 Chevy. Hopefully he has a good night there. Yeah, I know Kale Testcast. Kale, I'm gonna get his name right one of these. Kale Testcar Jr. We've seen in some leagues. I know OBL broadcast at OSCC track. I can't pronounce because it's Pukahoe or something like that. And that was a interesting race. I know.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take it to race now, even though it's 30 seconds early because we are a few minutes late. So. For the race, it has to be a multi-car wreck. I'm not going to bother with spin counter. So it has to be a multi-car wreck. Bring out a caution. When the caution is called, there is no racing back to the line. I will handle it entirely by voice. The field is frozen, and you just keep pacing until I say otherwise. When we're about to go green, I'll call quiet zone where nobody can type in chat, and then control where it is up to the leader to type green into chat before he crosses the start-finish line. When we have a bad time, it's going to be a bad time. I don't know where I was going with that. Good luck.
And if we're gonna have a bad time, it's gonna be. I don't have my cars turned on. Well, I also didn't expect it to be a 35 car field. Give me a break. Wait. Okay. Anyway, I'm joking. Please don't kill me. All right. Anyway, Kyle Watts on the front row. Big shocker. Somebody needs to study this man's pole count. He's got more poles than I've seen anyone in as of recent memory. Cheese food car representing the brand very well by bumping into other cars. 100 laps. Will this be our first? Will this be our only attempt? Heck no. So that's why I'm not cooking with this. 30-something cars, 35 cars. Green flag is in the air here at Bristol. Gonna do that. Now we wait to see if somebody wrecked. There's Jovan Anderson in the 90, already up to second, potentially underneath Gino Bononi.
Well, that'll be a restart, so...
Oh, spoke too soon. Spoke too soon.
Okay, try number 2.
Tip number 2.
If things do go badly enough, I might try forcing us into single file, which would mean pacing around a second lap after the green, just to get us going. But I'm also fearing how long the line would be, so please don't make me have to force this single file.
35 cars, single file, so let's do the math. So it takes about... I can't give an honest thing there. It'd take about... I want to say like 40% of the track, single file. Presuming my math is right, which it usually isn't. Oh, cool, moving blimp. A lot of flying things have instantly stopped flying as of late, so hopefully that trend does not continue tonight with the blimp in mind. Oh wait, yeah, I need to get on and off track. What am I thinking? I was holding those guys up.
Drivers, start your engines!
I think there's someone else too. Nah, that was probably just me. Alright, attempt number 2. Am I going to cook with this one? I might as well. You know, second time's a charm. It's like they say, pace cars in. 35 cars in the field. Kyle Watt's going to lead us to the line. Green flag in the air here at Bristol. Side by side, Gino Bononi holds on, but...
Alright, that's going to be another restart.
Two flying cars, nothing too crazy. A little bit of WWE SmackDown action going on. Kyle Watts was kind of the perfect POV for that if you think about it, but there's probably some better ones I didn't get. So, attempt number
Right, we're going
3.
to wait for the people whose games have crashed to get back in, and then we're going to do our final restart with a caution cooldown to start the race.
Whoa, interesting. Alright, let's raise our cars to like 30. I'm not going to go too crazy with
I'm
it.
going to take it back. We won't do a caution cooldown, I'll just do a caution immediately, and then we'll go single file anyway. So, fun times ahead.
10 for driver.
Alright, so, if we have a wreck on this one, we will not do a restart. We are going to still go double file for this. But if there is going to be a wreck, then it's just going to go straight to caution. I'm sorry, Kez, but if I want to try to fit the beginner drivers into a race with everybody else, then I need to have a large track. Otherwise, if people don't enjoy it, they are very much welcome to not be here, especially if they're more veteran drivers.
I put peanut butter on my toes. Lots of statement of all time.
So again, this is the final restart attempt.
Get big on him out of my car again, cause goober, gooby foober. All right. So we got this little scoring pylon here. Honestly, I don't hate it, but it's kind of in the way of my shot. But that's also due to the fact that I had to move my camera over because this little thing right here. Yeah. Moving on. This pace car. That is. I don't know what brand of car it is, but it is a pace car. Is it a good pace car? We're gonna find out. Hopefully, no one has it. What on earth? That is a pit stall of all time.
Drivers, start
Somebody's got the
your
whole
engines!
Kyle Busch, Kyle one. I think that's Nicholas Justice in the 5. Anyway, it's going green. This pace car is off. He's getting
This
ready
is
to
double
go.
file for this restart. If there is a wreck, we go straight to caution.
All right, time to cook on the restart here. 35 cars, pace cars going in. Kyle Watts, Gino Bononi, the points leaders on the front row. Green flag is in the air here at Bristol. Let me try to get the right camera. First thing. Oh, already.
Caution's out, feels frozen. Pace speed 45.
Actually, it wasn't too bad, but already a bad start to Noah Degenhardt's race. Colby Brown involved. Take a look, see what happened. Lap 2. Again, like I said,
Pits
bear
will
with
be
me on
open
the
this time.
whole knowing where the laps are. I'm just gonna have to tell
Pace
you all
speed
that.
is 45.
Yeah, Noah just, I don't know. I'm not gonna pin it on anybody, but that's basically what happened. Noah
Again, pits open this time.
then 87 and 90 got together, and then 71 nowhere to really to go. So that's basically the gist of it. Both of them lost a ton of spots, and pit road is open. I don't imagine anyone would pit this quickly. You could see some mad lads in the back pit, and honestly, I'd respect the move. But nobody. Well, I have Colton Kalovich taking the risk. Again, it's only like a lap advantage pitting here. Colby Brown and a few other guys, but and nothing too crazy on strategy. Obviously, the guys up front aren't going to pit, but that's interesting. imagine everyone's still nervous. That wasn't a very bad wreck, all things considered. But, it was something.
We will be going green, not this time, but next time by.
No Dikant pitting for fresher tires, so honestly, probably a good move. But in terms of fuel, honestly, I think it's a good move because this race is. Oh, hey Kenny, welcome to the chat. But this race is 100 laps. The projected laps is 93, so theoretically, I mean, even staying out's not a bad idea. Low key. Theoretically, if somebody was crazy, I can make to the end on this thing without having to make a single stop. But we haven't seen too many crazy lads in terms of strategy as of late, so I wouldn't expect it. Mostly, I think tires are going to be the concern for the most part. Anyways, these guys are in their quiet zone. We're about to go green here.
Control.
And Kyle Watts, who's been straight up dominating NR, other than IFR, as of late, leads us back to the green. A little bit of loose in the back, Garson Muyung, but Jerry Cook takes advantage very quickly into this run, but holds on to it. Let's keep an eye on the laps here every once in a while. Press my little space bar. That's my option right now, because, yeah, ticker do be something I haven't fixed all the way yet. But hey, at least we got the marquee ticker, so that's half the battle. Some places don't even got that. I don't really tell you the laps either in retrospect. Can you see it from the thing? You can't, unfortunate. NARL thing's in the way. Tolas is currently P5 right now. A little bit of spins on the bottom, the 20 and 71. I think kept it together, no caution. Okay, I'm not sure if the 20's a rookie or if someone that's coming back who hasn't raced in a while, and then Joey LeGiggles, who's already had a rough night, just getting worse right now. Steph Thomas up there on the top, he's going to lap down. I think he had an issue. Jovan Anderson holding on P3, and then battle for the lead. Gino Bononi and Kyle Watts, Neil Gallagher is about to go lap down. This is a short track, so lap cars are going to be a thing tonight, and I think it's gonna be a very huge factor in this race overall. As you see already, Kyle Watts having to take a different line in mind of Neil Gallagher. Neil Gallagher isn't doing anything wrong; he's just running his own race. But these leaders are going to be at a disadvantage when it comes to getting around lap cars for sure. There's Carl Childress on the bottom, about to go lap down. He's having issues. Neil Gallagher files in behind Jovan Anderson. Again, not in the lead lap, but he's there. Battle for the lead. I want to say it's tightening up, but it's not really getting too crazy. I think there's...
Caution's out, feels frozen. Pace speed 45. I make that 35. Pace speed 35.
Like the 95 of Harry Crawford. See what happens.
Dog is the 27 car, so I will score him his lap now.
Like, started with Owen Patrick. Popcorn Patrick, as I might call him here. It's like, yeah, Harry got in the back of him.
30 car, I'm sorry, but I need you to park the car because you're warping and it's causing wrecks. I don't know what's made it bad for that tonight, but it is impossible to drive around.
As Roman Gonzalez parking it for the night due to heavy warp issues, so unfortunate for Roman Gonzalez.
I don't know about anyone else yelling, but okay.
I believe that was the 25 who was
Pits were not
yelling.
open that time. They'll be open this next time by.
Yeah, I hear you, Kenny. I myself might think about going back to NARL for next season, potentially. I don't know.
Pits will be open this time.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
So for the lap down cars that did not get the lucky dog, you can take the wave around and just not pit during this caution.
Got an idea what lap we're on, lap 15 out of 100. I'll try to give you all updates on what lap we're on since our lap counter has bit the dust for the time being. It'll be back for DS3 on Sunday.
Okay, I think I've got you now. If I didn't, we'll see next lap.
So, guys going through pit road. Imagine the leaders still have not pit. Again, you could make it to the end on gas. The question is, and it's the big question I think, where do you put yourself to get the better run towards the end of this race? And it's not going to come down to fuel, it's going to come down to tires, I think.
Three to the back.
So, big factors to keep in mind. A lot of stuff can shift when tires are the question, opposed to fuel. Some guys feel more comfortable with 2 tires, some guys are going to feel more comfortable taking all 4.
I will get that now.
Might see some mad lads stay out this whole race and not pit for tires. But one thing to point out, these tires, every restart are going to get colder for these guys, I'd imagine. I don't know if that's 100% how the physics work, but regardless, I'd imagine these restarts aren't going to get any easier with colder tires.
If you stayed out
from
during
older
the
tires.
pitting cycle, then yes, you can go around the field. I am not calling out waves. I am trusting that if you do not pit, then you go around on your own. There's going to be so many cars a lap down, nearly a lap down, that I won't be able to tell exactly who it is, so I'm going to trust that you will be honest.
Imagine that honesty will be translated to the penalty report, if not taken to full fruition. Guys taking their optional wave arounds there.
So we will be going green next time by.
The check up there. But again, green this time by. We're going to be green lap 18 of 100. So, I don't think it's going to start. This is going fairly decent quick. Yeah, that goes for sure overall. Kyle Watts has led this thing so far.
Please return to single file, going green this time. Quiet zone.
Dominance, I want to say is unmatched, but it's been protested. Not protested, it's been challenged.
Control.
But so far, he's kept his name in the game. Back green here at Bristol. Already some side-by-side in the back. But for the lead, potentially Gino Bononi may try something here. Jovan Anderson there in P3, lurking as well.
Caution is out. Caution is out. Pace speed 45. 35. Pace speed 35.
Harry Crawford once again involved in this one. Not a great start to the night for Harry. I don't even think it was his fault. He just got caught in the crossfire. This one even... Jane Adkins? It was. Big checkup and it'll cause this 38.
So Lucky Dog is the 20 car. I'll score you
86,
that.
07,
Pits
27.
are closed this time since I was late for that.
Let's use our free cam here and get an idea of what. Pause that way I don't lose too much time. Watch it from this camera over here.
20, you don't have to wait around. I've scored you your lap. Slow down. Following at the back of the field, you can pit this time, and you'll still be at the back either way.
Dang, there's a lot going on.
So pits open this time by.
Shoot, I'm gonna have to just find it now. Box went around.
With the cars that should be in line, please not take positions during the yellow. I don't care if they're checkups, you have to keep your position.
Spawn. Was it in the front stretch? wasn't it? I feel stupid now. I could have swore it was in the backstretch. Yeah, it was in the front stretch.
Through to the backfield.
That was basically what happened in that wreck. Took me a minute to get a good replay going, but we survive. Back to live. I don't think I probably could have took a better eye of who pitted, who didn't. Honestly, couldn't tell you. Wish I could. Actually, since they aren't going green this time, I could see if anybody pitted from the lead. I'm really focused on the leader because those are the only guys that like really matter in terms of pit stops. Yeah, they didn't pit. So I don't know. We're going green with 1/4 through of this race done. You guys in the mid-pack pit, I'd imagine. Other than that, really just focused on these guys up front because they're the ones controlling the field.
This time, quiet zone.
And when they pit is going to be very important. Also, guys in the back, them pitting is also important, but you just got to time whether that ratio between tires
Control.
or no tires. Already some wheel spin from the 24 there on the restart. Pulls them up. Allows Kyle West to get a better jump there. Has a little bit of breathing room. A bit loose there in the back. Jovan Anderson, he holds on to it. Joshua Clemens right behind him, P4. Yeah, nothing too crazy up front. Fellas is P5 holding on ahead of Gerson Muyung, who's in P6. And then P7, Cole Rodriguez. He qualified 15th, already has made up a few spots since the start. Noah Degenhart, P8, spun out, or got spun. I don't know. Whatever happened on that wreck that happened to them earlier in this race, they're already trying to find their climb back up here. Trying to get their nose underneath that 91, trying to make an overtake, but so far, nothing yet. Jovan Anderson in the wall a little bit. A little bit of a battle for the lead. We'll see if it sticks. Oh, and a spin right in front of the leaders. That might be a caution. Holds. I guess we good. I guess we good. Oh, someone else is spun. That is a 19 of Jelani Howell. That would be a caution. Waiting on race control. If they don't say nothing, then nothing, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's nothing because no one said anything. It might just be considered one car, actually, in retrospect. Up there.
Big caution, is that caution? Yeah, well.
Okay, yeah, no, I think they finally called it for that said incident. Alright, no, I guess it was something else.
35.
Well, regardless, the caution was put out for, I think it was this. Brandon just happened to spin at that moment. Spectator, anything? Any good? Spectator's actually not bad. 03, let's see, is it 03? Where is it? Something happened to Josh.
Pits are closed. Pits are still closed until we sort this out.
So it's just a bunch of stuff happening on the track, honestly. There's like no one thing I can pinpoint it on. Honestly, I don't think I'd want to try and figure it out. Well, actually, I mean, while we're still under yellow, I could try going to see what happened to Josh. I feel like this camera keeps it on the track. I'm pretty sure this is why the caution came out already. Watson's, you know, trying to put... Oh my gosh, something happened to Bryson. And Clemens clips him. Let's see what TV2 has for Bryson
It's
Miller.
open this time.
On TV1 will probably be the better show here. This is probably why the caution came out. Oh man, he's been stuck there for a while. At that point, call it a tow truck. Yeah, it looks like a side by side with Nicholas Justice. Ball tap. Ball. Keeps it straight right in the middle of the track. Colton Petipus almost hits him right in front of the leaders, and then finally,
Now, what I should have announced earlier is that the 03 is the lucky dog, because there are too many questionable things going on between 5 and 2 for me to give a lucky dog to either of them. So, 03, you're on the lead lap now. You'll be at the back of the field, but in front of any black flag cars.
Bryson Miller has called it a night in that 707
And
car.
for the lap down cars that stayed out of pits, you can wave around the field now and get your spot back.
Imagine everybody pitted there actually, so big deal. Some of these guys, I don't know if they're
Kyle,
lap
you will
down
have
or
to
what?
drop to the back of the field, back in line with everyone else.
What happened.
As you come out of pit road, just pile in behind the field that did stay out. For the person who got black flag, I will clear that now. You're at the very back of the field.
My understanding, I think Tulla has this stayed out with either got a black flag or came out. Okay, I know you got a black flag. I think you tried a strategy call there. So, just like I was thinking, some of these guys pit, some of these guys stay out. I don't know if those are lap cars or not. We're gonna find out once we cross the line. I'll be mostly relying on NR73's replay system for this. So for the first time, Kyle Watts not leading due to some cars standing out. 9th place. He's the highest running car that has fresh tires. Carl Childress having a little bit of patience issues there. Matthew, I can't pronounce that. Don't know if he's lapped out or not. Cameron Jamison stayed out. Jane Atkins stays out. I don't recognize that. I don't recognize that name at all. Interesting. I'll have to keep an eye on that.
We are going green this time. Quiet zone.
Colby Brown
Never
getting
mind,
away.
we're not going green this time.
Alright, we're going green this time. That might be why. That might be why we're not going green this time. There it is.
20 and 88, did you take the wave around, or did you stay out during caution, I should ask?
Bad stack up there. Hard to say. I'm not going to pin on nobody, but we'll see.
Going to take that as they did not stay out, so okay then. Very well.
So, yeah, this is our field again. Highest running car with fresh tires. Kyle Wentz. We'll see how that goes through. And cautions are going to be a thing as well. I think most of these guys have pit already at some point in this race. It's going to be interesting to see where this all plays out in the end of this game. Colby Brown going to lead us to the green.
Control.
Jerry Cook with a good start already, looking underneath that 71. And quickly makes work of him. Tries the crossover. Jerry's loose, holds on to it. Colby tries for the dive. Big sin there. Great racing here. And Colby holds on to it into that lap. Aggressive moves required to aggressive measures. Already suspends some spins I'm seeing already at some point. Says, oh, Colby Brown around from the lead, right in front of the leaders. Hopefully he holds on to it. A lot of guys going to the apron. Wise decision there by most of the field. And no caution for that, fortunately, but unfortunate that it'll cost Colby Brown a lot of time already. Kyle Watts is making quick work of these guys. But Jerry Cook, for the most part, is the guy to watch out for as he is in the lead. And he's got Thomas Troxel in second, our Talladega winner, right behind him. Colton Kalovich holding on to the car. He's got Kez Hiller right behind him for P3. And Kyle Watts is already up to P5 with those fresh tires. Made very quick work. Or I say, granted, he was in 9th. He's only made up 4 spots, but still, that is, he's charging up to back to the front. Somebody on pit road, not sure who, the 20 car of a name I can't pronounce for some reason. No offense to the guy. He's on the bottom. But this, these two, they're not done pulling away. I think Carl Childress fell back there. Another car, Vlado in the wall right in front of the leaders, holds on to it. First race back in a minute, but he is holding on. Put some wall damage there. Kez Hiller there still holding on P4. And then P3, Colton Kalovich, as Carl Childress goes a lap down. Somebody span on the bottom. Not worried about spins as we don't have a spin counter, and if you spin, dang, Jerry is wheeling that thing, holy moly. But Troxel's catching up with him a little bit. You just got to factor in whether these guys are pushing or saving. It doesn't matter now as the caution's out. 67 was ahead of these guys when the caution came out, so I imagine he tried to
35.
Stuff back going. See what happened. Noah Degenhart involved. Bad night getting worse. Vlado Cole Rodriguez, last week's winner, also. Noah Degenhart having a rough night. Oh, Vlado went on the bottom of the track and clobbered the 87.
Sit tight for a little bit longer.
Then holds on to it, try to get back off the track, and then burning out right in front of Cole Rodriguez. That is uncharacteristic of the 73, I will say. They usually...
Right, so, now that I think that has been cleared out, we're not going to pits this time. It'll be next time. Bye.
Consequently, there was a server warp right at that same exact time.
Right, Patrick, make sure to give up the spots that you have taken under caution.
Yeah, there's some server warp going on right at that point. But regardless, I think the 73 called it a race. We've seen them hit the wall there. Let's take a little ride for this lap here for the 73 of Lotto. The throttle hang or something? Something's wrong. That doesn't look like it was intentional. I think the throttle hung or something on that 73 car. Yeah, definitely. I think the throttle hung.
Pit's open this time.
Yeah, I don't think he has... Finally, I think that killed the car or something. Something happened. And then, I don't know. I feel like the throttle hung on that 73 car. I don't think that was intentional. Yeah, something happened with that 73. Throttle hung. And Noah Degenhart, who was 4th in standings, just used one of their drop races. Got screwed along with Cole Rodriguez, who lost a ton of track position. Let's go back to live and see if these guys are warping anymore. Kyle Watts up to 3rd with that. A lot of guys still going on pit road. But, man, a lot happened there with that little turn of events. Give you a little lap update. Currently halfway through this 100-lap event at Bristol. But Jerry Cook still holds on to the lead, but Kyle Watts with those fresher tires right behind him. I think Gino also has that fresher set of tires as well.
All the lap-down cars that did stay out, you can go around now and get your lucky dog and get your wave around.
Unfortunate for Vlado and unfortunate for Noah Degenhart as well, caught in the crossfire.
Also, pass on the inside line of the track. Leaders stay to the outside.
Matthew Willhite.
Lucky Dog was the 13 car.
Pretty sure it's Willhite.
Who took his lap manually. 2 car to the back of the field.
Oh, Petit with the black flag. Nicholas. That is Nicholas Justice, right? Okay, yeah, that's Nicholas Justice. And Colt Rodriguez lost some spots. Well, Patrick, he's Popcorn Patrick. He's up here Hold on, let's go back through these guys, see where they're at. Jovan Anderson's been top 5 all day, by the way. Or I say all day. I don't know if he stayed out of that portion. I think he pitted with those guys actually. So strategy-wise, we'll see what happens. Nico Cervedio, he snuck himself into the top 10. They snuck. He's probably been lurking there the whole time and I didn't know, or wasn't paying attention. I'd imagine
we'll be going green this time by.
There we go. Well, we're past halfway. I think everybody can make it to the end on gas without a doubt. They've all pitted at least once. Tires are going to be the question still, as we still got 40 somewhat laps left in this thing right here. I'll keep you updated with my little lap counter on the thing on the bottom. Like I said, my ticker was bugging. Tried fixed it a little too much, and as you seen yesterday, we had a little problems with it, but we fixed it towards the end of it. But we'll figure it out by Sunday, hopefully.
Control.
Jerry Cook leads us to the green. And I was talking about Jerry Cook in the standings earlier, P9 in standings. You know, I was saying, you know, he might not have a big shot towards the championship, but he will have some points implications potentially. I don't think he's won yet this season, and the caution's out. As I was saying about Jerry, he hasn't won yet this season, but season ain't over yet, and neither is this race. I'm not sure what caused the yellow. Actually, Josh Clements was involved. We'll see what happened as his pre-OV. Yep.
Pits will be open this time by.
Front of him, looks like. Was the... Somebody got loose. I think it was the 32 Kenneth Miller. He's running inside the top 10. Went around. And we're here for Josh Clements and Colby Brown right in the crossfire. That may be some engine damage for that 48.
Pits open.
Of Josh Clements. Let's see where pit road goes. Tall as is, maybe faking in and out, and potentially nobody up front pits. And I don't think anybody up front is going to pit at all this race. So the aim of the game is going to be holding that track position. But you got to think in the back of your mind. You've seen Kyle Laws make that charge from 9th to 5th in that short span of laps. You got to think about how hard would it be to get around these guys. So that's going to be a question that's going to be raised.
Lucky Dog is the 88. I will score your lap drop to the back of the field.
A question that will probably be answered here before too long as well. Again, Vlado saying he had a rough time getting that fixed up before happy hour. But yeah, I think what happened is his controller disconnected, throttle hung, and finally got it connected after the damage was done. Unfortunate for Vlado and his return, but hopefully next time your races will go better. Unfortunate turn of events definitely ended up badly for the 87 and Noah Degenhart, who was pretty much screwed over in that, and they are out of the race now. So this will be one of their drop races. Things are starting to fall apart, but it's not over yet for Noah. They still have those drop races. This is going to be one of them, but there's also 3 races left in the season that they got to find and put together as well. I already forget what next week is, so don't ask me. I'll probably take a look at that once we do interviews. Green flag this time by. Again, we're already past halfway. I think it'll be probably ending pretty decent time in retrospect. We'll see, we'll see. Jerry Cook going to lead us to the green once again. Like I said, the battle and ratio between tires or old tires. You know, I worded that wordly. Fresher tires or older tires. Thomas Trox's going to try doing 2 in a row here. He's still in second. Granted, still a lot of time left to go. No bed has been set yet, unless you're done.
Control.
right under control. Great start by Jerry Cook. Not a great start by Thomas Troxel. Kyle Watts had to lift up there and lose some time. I think these are the last two guys that originally stayed out in that first portion of this strategy. And it's Kyle Watts. He's already going to try to make a move low on Thomas Troxel. Thomas Troxel is going to try to block that move by Kyle Watts. Thomas Troxel on the wall a little bit there. Ooh, close racing here. Still not clear of Thomas Troxel. He's still holding on the top. In fact,
Still green, still green.
something happened, but since we're still green, I'm not looking at it since we got a pretty good battle here for P3 now. That is Nicholas Justice in the pit road. Something happened up front, but we won't worry about it. Gino Bononi now gets around the 10 of Thomas Troxel along with Jovan Anderson trying to get underneath that 10 car. That's pretty much the top 5 for you right now. Nico Servidios hanging on outside the top 6, and Cameron McElreath also inside the top 10, P7. And a little bit of server warp. This could be deadly.
Caution's out. Slow down, slow down. Speed 35.
Oh, big server bug. If anything happened, we'll never know because it was under warp.
Okay, so still pacing under caution.
Caution now. We'll see if we can get anything from that. I'm not even going to try seeing what
Pits
happened.
are going to be
but
open this time by.
something happened, probably due to the warp, and it was just
I will clear your black flag.
something. So caution pretty much due to warp, not going to lie. Jerry Cook finally goes down pit road. He's going to try to bring this field with him, or potentially fake the guys. His tires are going to be more important. And ultimately he brings in the 21-24 with him. Actually, a lot of the field go down pit road. Garson stays out along with Tala Aziz. So, got a lot of these guys thinking tires are the way to go.
Lucky Dog is the 2. I'm scoring you that.
I don't think we're going to let the guys stay out either. So, staying out, I don't think it was the right strategy here. Well, some of those guys are getting their laps back. Could be a mixed bag. Garson Muyung to the lead. Tala Aziz P2 and P3 Cameron Jamison. All those guys. Everyone has enough fuel to make it to the end. Question is going to be the tires. These guys are putting that question to the test. I was here where I was thinking a lot of guys aren't going to stay out, but a lot of the guys further in the back that did not have any track position whatsoever are staying out now. And this shakes up even more than I think that first strategy, because you got guys that are on a whole nother strategy in front of you.
We'll be going green this time by. Leader has just crossed the start-finish line.
It's going to be a very interesting next few laps. This thing is not over, folks. Not over. 35-ish laps to go. Don't quote me on my math. Somebody has hit the attenuator wall. Where have I seen that before?
Quiet zone.
Pit road, man. Alright, back to the leaders. Going green this time.
We're not going green this time. We'll go green next time by.
Oh, I jinxed it. Alright, let's see what happened. Well, that wouldn't be it. I'm assuming something happened to the 20, maybe? I don't know. Yeah. I think there was a pacing incident somewhere, so I'll get it sorted out, hopefully. So, a lot of guys in front of Gino Bononi now, who leads the cars with fresh tires.
Zone.
P13 opposed to P9 that last time around. Everybody has enough to make it to the end on fuel. Tires, again, are the question. They got 30-something laps to decide that. And how much of that's going to be under yellow is going to be decided by the rest of the field. Before start by the 14. 38, Cameron Jamison holding on there, P3. Along with John Felber, P4. Oh, and Tall is loose, holds on to it. Cameron Jamison right behind him. There in P3 as Carson Muyung pulls away. in the midst of this. Further back, Steph Thomas.
Caution's out.
Caution is now back out on the track. See what happened. Ooh. Nicholas Justice. Not sure if that's what the caution was out for, but oh, this would do it. Carl Childress involved.
Lucky Dog is the 67 car.
This was
So
inside,
67, you can
just
pits
outside
up
the
this
top
side.
10. Already some of those guys with fresher tires are making their way through. Colton Petit just caught the crossfire. Carl Childress just involved, and then Nicholas Justice with a little bit of something there and gets involved. So see how that goes. So pit road back open. I'd imagine there's probably not any takers. Whatever bed you're in now is probably where you're going to lie for the rest of this thing. Gino Bononi's still the highest running of the cars with fresher tires, unless Josh Clemens has fresher tires. I don't know about it. Harry Crawford in between them, and Gino in top 10 now. Now this is about where it was on one of those last restarts where the highest running car with fresher tires was 9th, this time P10. We got Josh Clemens, who I think has older tires, Sebastian Amaya, Colby Brown, who's been up front once before, Cole Rodriguez, who's last week's winner, Steph Thomas, Cameron Jamison, Tala Aziz, and then Garson Muyong in the lead for this. This strategy could work. You just gotta make sure those tires
We'll
last.
be going green this time. Quiet zone.
Make sure those tires don't spin on the restart.
Control.
Big flag back in the air. Another wheel spin from the 14, but not as bad this time. Cameron Jamison does not get as big of a danger. However, this 43, Steph Thomas checks up the field some. Gino Bononi already looking to take some quick advantages. Sebastian Amaya in the wall in the back. Thomas Troxel also loose on the back. They hold it together. Why did I accidentally hit Shift C? That's why that happened. It's actually not a bad camera, but that's not where I want to look. I want to look at the regular camera. Colby Brown, he's getting aggressive. Jerry Cook getting aggressive back there as well. Gino Bononi's still the highest running car with fresher tires. He's made a couple spots up already. Jerry Cook, Kyle Watts battling there for what could be a very important spot to come later in this thing. Battle between Steph Thomas, Colby Brown for P4. Colby Brown wants to be back up front. He was there at one point in this race off of a pit road call. Cole Rodriguez trying to join him as well. Kenneth Miller on the bottom. Cameron Jamison in the wall a little bit there off of 30, but he's got a good gap between the rest of the field to recover and try to charge back up to Tala Aziz and Garson Muyong for the lead potentially. That still isn't over. You still got cars with fresher tires back there charging their way up here. Gino Bononi, Kyle Watts trying to work through these guys as quick as they can. Steph Thomas in the wall. Gino's up to P7 now. Highest running car with fresher tires. Josh Clemens trying to block for his life. He knows those guys got fresher tires and letting them by. But he would not be able to charge back against them more than likely. Barry Cook trying to get around Steph Thomas in the back. I believe I see Keith Hughes. No, that's not Keith Hughes. That is Jovan Anderson. Someone's in the wall, in the inside wall. So over there, don't know who that is. Not going to worry about it as not contention. Cameron Jamison is holding on and potentially trying to put the move on the 14 of Tala Aziz, but he's being patient. Something I can respect. Colby Brown, however, on the other hand, is not being patient. Trying to catch these guys. Tala Aziz hitting the wall here and there, left and right. Trying to get that car back. Trying to get that car to turn. His tires are probably killed. Cameron Jamison's tires are not. Colby Brown, he is charging up to these guys right now. Cameron Jamison getting held up by Tala Aziz. There's that 38 car, maybe, I don't know if I'd say frustrated, but I think he would like to get around that 14 car. Colruyt, he's holding on. Not much spots gained since we last looked at him, but time gained. Still something on the table. Garson Muyong, meanwhile, still pulling away. Slid up there from the 14. 38's trying to find every advantage you can get. Garson Young, I think, hit the wall there on the exit of the corner. Slowed him up some. In the wall there. Cameron Jamison goes to the bottom. That's shift C. Oh, big slide there for Tala is aggressively making sure the 38 doesn't get by him. Bit dirty move by the 14 there, in my opinion, but I'm not behind that wheel, so I don't know. He's also warping now. That is insanely inconvenient. Lap cars ahead now for the 70. Carl Childress about to go lap down. This thing is intense. Carl's in the wall, trying to stay out of the way of the leaders. Colby Brown gets around Cameron Jamison. Oh, this is going to be tight.
It cautious up, feels good.
That did not work. A rough night for Carl Childress in the 88. He just got a little bit more spicy. Garson Young did not need that caution. Let's see what happened. 87 was there. Carl.
67 car is the lucky dog.
I don't know. Well, that was a weird situation. I'm not gonna lie. Back to live. I don't think anyone's pitting this time. I don't blame them. Despite that, Cameron holds on P8. Could have been a bit more, but things just didn't work
Things
out.
are open this time.
And that leads Kyle Watts to be the highest running car with those freshest tires. P5 now. With, I'd imagine, about 10 laps to defend from these top four. And the 67 who's a lap down. Guys pitting, I think at this point.
Okay, but in the future, if you stay out, you can take the wave around as soon as the pit cycle starts.
I don't think at this point tires are going to be the main concern. Just if you stayed out with those older tires,
So
hold on for just 10 more laps.
Cars that are staying out of pits, do your wave around now. Do
Just
it on the inside line.
10 more laps of this, I think, when we go green. Probably 11 if I'm being honest with y'all. Yeah. Eyes on Kyle Watts, pole sitter. Probably gonna have most laps led, honestly. That might not be the case, but freshest. He's the highest running with the fresher
5
tires.
cars going to be at the back of the field along with the other wave around cars.
And he's got 4 cars to get around. I'd imagine the 67's either going to be sent to the back or wave around as they are. What? Am I missing something?
Okay, I will try clearing that.
Did I miss something?
It says you're not serving a penalty.
Huh? Was bro in the top 5 this whole time and I didn't know? I think it was that. He's in the top 5 the whole time. I was thinking it was a lap car. Never mind, Kyle Watts has 6 cars to go around. Cars in the back still trying to file out their positions.
Alright, we will be going green next time by.
That's a 10-lap shootout, folks. 10 laps. I don't mean to be that guy, but Kyle Watts has 10 laps, 5 spots. Can he do it? And not to mention, point of no return is 4 laps to go. There's something I do want to mention, but last time I mentioned it back in Season 12 Atlanta Broadcast, I ended up being jinxing myself. So I'm not going to say anything about a caution cooldown and how we haven't had any of those tonight, but
Okay, this is going to be rough, but this is going to be the point of no return. We're doing it from 10 to go.
oh man,
Getting this over with. So, quiet zone.
pretty much a caution cooldown! Okay. It's almost like you heard what I said. Point of return from the start, boys. It's going to be a long one. Is it going to be heck like Maverick? Hope not. To the lead, to the something. I don't know. I can't believe I'm saying that, man. Oh, God help me. Point of return. We are green to the end. Anything from here is broken hearts and bent kisses, I guess. That is a statement and a half I just made. Thomas Strox on the bottom, spun out. He will not be going for the 2 for 2 here tonight. Colby Brown trying to get around the 14 as tall as is, who is, I think, the slowest car in the top 5 right now, in my opinion, based on what their run has been so far. But we will see. Colby Brown trying to get underneath him. He is causing quite the stack up as Garson Muyoung pulling away. Big looser from the 14. 70 already catching up to lap traffic of the 7 or the 20. So we come to 5 laps to go here at Bristol. Oh, big checkup from Carl Childress. Oh, these guys are close. I was going to bring the leaders real close. 20. Oh my goodness. Paula in the wall in the back. This battle is getting tight. 3 cars trying to get around Tala. 3 wide for P3. Kyle Watts trying to get around all 3 of those guys. Again, he has those fresher tires. Spins on the bottom. Someone hit the attenuator wall. Don't know who that was. The 20s are around right in front of the 14 and the 71. They wreck. To second is Kyle Watts. Coming to 2 to go. Garson Muyoung has a defender Kyle Watts, who is charging with fresher tires. 2 to go this time. Cars spinning everywhere. It is chaos. Smoke everywhere. Coming to the white flag here at NARL Bristol. And Garson Muyoung only has a few more corners to defend. That gap was slowing, but ultimately it wasn't enough. Garson Muyoung is going to be the winner for Season 13, NARL Bristol. I'd imagine there's going to be a bunch of broken hearts and bent kisses in the post-race chat after this race. A lot of unhappy guys, but Garson, after a lackluster start to the season, pulls off a win here at Bristol. Nice strategy call. Nice move overall. A lot of congratulatory bumps. Oh, and a ram from Owen Popcorn. Had a popcorn ram. That's going to give engine damage to the 70. Not a very respectable move there from Owen Patrick, but Carson's still going to try to burn it down nonetheless with engine damage. He's got a lot of bent stuff on that last few laps. Wowza. And to honor the late Alan Kulwicki, Garson Muyoung doing the Polish victory lap popularized by Alan Kulwicki. Some congratulatory bumps from the 95 of Harry Crawford in the midst of it. Nicholas Justice driving around the track for no reason. Hits the 70 of Garson Muyoung as well. Doesn't quite get to complete the lap, but the nod was mentioned. The respect was made. He's going to try to burn it down once again with that engine damage. And Patrick, I don't know if he's upset with the 70 or what, but that was interesting nonetheless. I don't believe there's a victory lane on this track. But he's going to go into the box and call the win. Garson Muyoung, your winner here at Bristol. Look at him on my cameras. I'm not even going to review that last lap. I'm not even going to review none of that. That was just bad. I'm going to be dead real. That was just straight up bad. I'm scared to see my waiting room. Nobody in the waiting room is present. I'll give it a few minutes. While we're doing that, I'll let y'all take a look at the results. everyone else retired. We'll go ahead and go through our retirees, and I'll let y'all see the results. Tate Dorsey, one of the first guys out of the race. Unfortunate for him. Roman Gonzalez had to retire due to warp, and Bryson Miller got involved in one of those wrecks, took him out of the race. That's 2 races in one night that he is DNF'd. Jelani Howell just they had a wreck. They're out of the race. Velato had the throttle stuck. Got into Noah Degenhart, took them and Noah out of the race. Thomas Troxel late in the race had an issue. I think Matthew Wilhite ended up hitting the attenuator wall. I'm not going to look at that because, again, that last whole point of no return thing was insane. And then Colton Petitpas, I think, just says disconnected on the thing, but they did finish where they were supposed to finish, respectively. Here's your top 10. We'll keep that up. We'll probably keep that up for the most part of the check a little channel in the chat, just people leaving the server. I think I was going to want any interviews for this. Did a little check on that. And again, apologies for the ticker being the way it was. I'll get it fixed next time. I'm looking at the general chat. A lot of what I was predicting. No post-race video tonight. Report from Cameron Jamison. So, very interesting for sure. But Garson Muyoung, he's your winner. Despite all that, somehow Tala got a top 10 still. And other than that, I don't got no one in the waiting room. So other than that, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap up the broadcast here. Tomorrow is not IFR. IFR is not running tomorrow, so we won't be broadcasting tomorrow. Sunday, however, I believe Jerry got his server fixed, so we will be broadcasting the Carl Please Win a Race 400 at Kansas. Sure to tune in for that. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that jazz. And again, I'll get our ticker fixed. That way y'all can see the laps and whatnot by then, hopefully. And yeah, I think that's going to do it. Like I said, that entire whole thing was just awful. I hope I can sleep well after watching all that. And hopefully these guys can sleep well in the same thing. I do got some things I do need to take care of and take a look at, but other than that, that's all I got, and we'll see you Sunday for DSRA.